And, at any moment we can hear a bomb drop. But it's okay because Israel will apologize. They will be actually praised. It's like, thank you so much for not killing more Palestinians. Maybe they even give a Nobel Peace Prize to Netanyahu.
How do I react to you? How do I react to what you're saying and
I want you to react to me as if, what happened? Tomorrow, if 300,000 Palestinians killed, nobody will care. Nobody will care. Numbers don't mean anything
Why
anymore.
do you think that is?
Because they don't look at Palestinians as equal human beings.
And I want to ask you about a project that I read about, and I want to know if it's true. You've bought the rights to a book. The book happens to be called The Muslim and the Jew. It's translated in English. It's written by a German author. And it tells the story of a group of Egyptians and Arabs who lived in Berlin, basically, and saved hundreds of Jews from the Holocaust.
In this debate, you will see how Bassem Youssef completely shuts down a CNN journalist who was desperately trying to defend Israel's action. While the journalist pushed one-sided talking points to cover up the cruelty and suffering happening in Palestine, Bassem exposed the hypocrisy with sharp facts and undeniable truth. He didn't just respond, he dismantled every weak defense and showed the world the reality that mainstream media tries to hide. So let's continue to watch this video.
Because I note immediately what you're wearing. You're wearing a Palestinian design.
This?
Yes.
I didn't notice.
Yeah, well.
They're just like put it on me.
Right. It's the Palestinian colors, and on it is also affixed a dove, which is the symbol of peace.
Yes.
What are you saying to us?
Me? No, just like, in fact, it's like, I come to a country here in London and also in the States where people like having to, show their flags or show their clothes, they're deemed terrorists. So I said like, since when were colors and patterns were deemed terrorists? So I might try to wear it.
Do you bring that up in your, have you been stopped on the street?
No, not yet, because I didn't wear it on the street.
You're testing it out with us.
I'm testing here. I'll see how it goes.
So listen, you have family in Gaza, your wife's family, your in-laws are there, right?
Yes.
And tell me, can you talk to them?
No, I've been touring, so it's been difficult. It's been difficult enough for them to be in touch with my wife and her family. But the thing is, they have like many families there, like cousins and uncles, and they're all left their houses in Khan Yunis and Gaza and northern Gaza. And now they are in one apartment. And at any moment we can hear a bomb drop. But it's okay because Israel will apologize, I'm sure, as they usually do. I was so happy to listen to their sincere apology for killing the people from Central Kitchen. Oh my God, like the pain that they have to go through. Even like one of their spokesmen tweeted on Twitter, it's like, see what Hamas made me do. It's like, it is so interesting. And the thing is, what's really, for me, what's very interesting is the outrage, the global outcry. It's like, oh, how could you do that, Israel? But we forget James Miller, a British filmmaker that was also killed by Israeli snipers. We forget Tom Hartland, which he was like also a British activist who's killed in the head. We forget Shireen Abu Aqla, the American Palestinian reporter. It's like every time it's like, oh, Hamas did it. Oh, we did it. Oh, we're so sorry. Let's continue. There's no accountability. And I know, and I say it everywhere I go, if Israel today ended the war, they will be actually praised. It's like, thank you so much for not killing more Palestinians. Maybe they even give a Nobel Peace Prize to Netanyahu. This will happen, this will actually happen. Israel will be praised. There will be absolutely no accountability of what they did in Gaza for the past 6 months. This is what pains me. It's not like at the ending of the war. It's like after the war. It's like nothing they have done.
How do I react to you? How do I react to what you're saying and
Once again, notice how the CNN journalist is desperately trying to shift the blame away from Israel's brutality in Gaza. Instead of addressing the killings, the destruction, and the suffering of innocent civilians, she repeats the same old excuses we have heard countless of times. But Bassem Youssef refused to let those talking points slide. He turns every excuse into proofs of Israel's cruelty. This is why voices like his are so important to break through the lies. Now, let me know your point of view in the comments if you agree with her or Bassem Youssef's talking point. I would really like to know what you think in the comments.
And I want you to react to me as if we are both citizens of the world. Because,
I did. That's why I said what you're doing and and your peace.
And I want you for 1 second, like have an exercise, like step out of your anchor chair and look at the Western media as a viewer and see from the eye of a viewer the horrendous work that the Western media has done.
Tell me.
Because for months, The Western media went with the Israeli story, decapitated babies, gang rape, all of this. And then we know about the Hannibal Directive. We know how the Israeli troops killed a lot of their own citizens. Not I'm saying that Hamas didn't do anything, of course. All of the decapitated baby stories were debunked. The story that Antony Blinken went in and talked about the Hamas fighters who killed and raped and cut limbs and then had breakfast, all of that was debunked. And then the Western media, not a single time, they said, we're sorry, we messed up. We led the whole world to believe these lies in order to justify the daily killing of Palestinians. And not a single person came out and retracted their lies. And not even said, like, we should even look at what we said and we apologize for it. This is the problem, you know? And you're talking about sexual violence against what happened, but nobody's talking about sexual violence on Palestinian women every single day. Nobody's talking, like I remember 2016, where the whole media was up in arms about like Russia interference in elections. Nobody's talking about how AIPAC is like basically bragging about paying all of these politicians to win their elections. Nobody is talking about that. And I wonder, as someone who left the Middle East and came to the West with the promise of free expression, and to say whatever I want, and I come here and I say all of these red lines about not talking about Israel, because if we talk about Israel, if we talk about it, we're going to be suddenly called anti-Semitic.
Do you think that still? I think that I notice, and certainly in the Western media, that the tone has changed quite a lot from the beginning, and there have been reports that have documented sexual aggression and assault against women, and the UN has come out and talked about it as well.
Did they receive the same coverage, the same time? Did they retract all of their lies that they said about the Palestinians, about what happened? No.
Do you not think the tone is changing, given the mounting death toll?
Slightly,
in Gaza?
but it is performative. You know what happened? 3,000. You know, tomorrow, if 300,000 Palestinians killed, nobody will care. Nobody will care. Numbers don't mean anything
Why
anymore.
do you think that is?
Because they don't look at Palestinians as equal human beings.
You know, we spoke to Queen Rania on this program several times. In fact, she was actually the first leader to come out and talk about double standards. And her interview with us was incredibly widely seen.
Look at how clearly Bassem exposes the double standard here. When Israel bombs civilians, the media frames it as defense. But when Palestinians resist, it's leveled as terrorism. This hypocrisy is exactly why mainstream outlets lose credibility. Bassem is showing that truth doesn't need spin, it just needs courage to be spoken. And the journalist has no answer because deep down she knows there is no defense for this cruelty.
And she said, similar to you, that there is a double standard in the way Palestinian suffering has always been reported and continues to be reported. It is really hard to hear you say and hear others say that they don't look at us as people.
Because they were deemed animals, terrorists, Hamas sympathizers. The thing is, Israel reminds me a lot with Trump. Remember when Trump was saying lie after lie, one atrocious thing after the other, and by the time people deal with this, he's already moved on, and people's like, all right, that's Donald Trump. Israel is doing the same. Remember when we were out all the rage about like babies killed in incubators, then baby killed of hungers, and then people killed in stampede, and then it's old news now. Remember when we were talking about did Hamas or did Israel bomb the Al Ahli hospital, and since then Israel bombed 36 hospitals? It's just they move too fast, and by the time you just like catch up and you corner them, it's like, well, I'm entitled. I mean, like, if you talk about it, you're anti-Semitic. I'm doing this to protect myself. Here's the thing. Every time Israel say like, Israel have the right to defend itself. Israel had the right to exist. And I would say like, Israel have the right to go F itself.
And here is the reality that cannot be hidden anymore. What Israel is doing in Gaza is not self-defense. It's systematic cruelty against an entire population. Innocent men, women, and children are being bombed, starved, and silenced, while powerful media outlets like CNN try to package that suffering into neat excuse for Israel. But Bassem Youssef destroyed that script tonight. He didn't just debate, he exposed the ugly truth that many are too afraid to say out loud. Now it's up to all of us. If you agree that this injustice need to be called out, let your voice be heard. Share your thoughts in the comments. Tell us what moment stood out to you the most, and don't forget, silence only helps the oppressors. Together, let's keep spreading the truth. And if you guys like this video, please consider subscribe to this channel and like this video. It will going to help these channels a whole lot more. Once again, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And again, thanks for watching.